up?
How's it going?
Yeah,
you're
live.
listening to WCUR The Curve.
Hey, what's up, man? How you been?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Quick questions. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself and the band and how you guys came about.
Well, it started in my basement with just me playing drums over loops and songs that I was working on, and then it was really fun. So I wanted to, go do that at parties, and a couple friends joined me, and it just kind of went from there. I didn't really think it would be anything that would ever get outside of Portland.
As
so
far
we
as
just got back.
I just got back from a long tour, and
from a 2-month tour.
There were some things going on about the band name. Is this the certain permanent band name for sure now? Because I've heard there's been some name changes in the past.
Yeah, there was one name change that didn't really stick, and we had other people working with us then trying to kind of convince us that was the right thing, and I think we just felt like it'd be. I would rather just keep it just with Starfucker, and that's the name, and then we have the abbreviation for people who have a problem with it, or for posters and stuff, because we used to get our posters torn down, and we get reports of that.
Speaking of our posters, we got one signed from you guys, but it was actually the WPRK. So we.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it says Josh, and it says thanks, and I was like, oh, cool. Well, if you ever get them, we'll let them know that we got the wrong poster.
Yeah, totally, I will. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's no problem. So this is your band's second album, and this is your first with Polyvinyl Records. So how's that going?
It's going really well. We all love Polyvinyl. They're kind of the exact opposite of a lot of people that I've met or had to work with in the music industry, where they just feel like what you want, the kind of people you want to work with. They're just real people who I hang out with them. I'm friends with them now. Whenever I go through San Francisco, I go by the office and just hang out, and we play basketball all the time and stuff. They're awesome.
Yeah. Special shout out, special thanks to Seth Albert for hooking us up. And from what I hear about the album, you wrote almost the entire album of the new album and the previous albums. You pretty much do most of the writing for the albums. Yeah,
that's true. This album I had some help with my friend Randy, who's not even in the band, helped me finish up some songs.
Nice.
And and then Keel helped a little bit with some of the synth lines and stuff. He's kind of a wizard when it comes to that stuff. So.
Speaking of wizardry...
But yeah, it's still... Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
No, that's it. That's all I was saying.
Well, speaking of wizardry, it says that you're a multi-instrumentalist. What instruments do you use, and which ones did you use in the album?
Well, I just have a bunch of stuff set up in my room, or even with that album with Reptilians, I recorded a lot of it in the van on tour, probably over a few tours ago. There was a couple tours where I was really productive in the van, and but yeah, so sometimes it'll start that way on a computer, and then when I get home I have more instruments, and mostly I just play the kind of basic instruments that everyone can kind of play a little bit, like keyboards and guitar and drums and bass, and so I'll just usually mess around with stuff in my room until I get it to where I'm pretty happy with it, and then ask for help from other people. We had someone help record live drums on this last album, which I think sounds really good. It's really hard. I'm not good at recording drums, so I'd like to have help with that. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, the drum machine, as I recall, I forgot the band member's name, but apparently he's really good.
Keel Corcoran, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's amazing.
With the Reptilians, it's about death and the end of the world, but it's not saddening at all. It's like people dancing to death is how I put it. And a lot of DJs here love it. We play it just about at every chance or every event that we did last semester. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, and we kind of I figured out the British philosopher like Alan Watts and what made you decide to put that all together? because it came out so perfectly and it's so unique. When as far as the album in whole, like what inspired you to do that?
Well, I mean, my interest in Alan Watts. I mean, I guess it's old. I've known about him for a while, but there was a period in my life where I was really depressed, and I think my dad or somebody gave me, not Alan Watts, like some other like British philosopher, or not British, but a Buddhist philosopher book, and anyway, exposed me to meditation, and so I started doing that and reading as much as I could about all that stuff, and it was really helpful for me, and I just think it's interesting and relevant to everyone's lives, and it's fun to think about for me, like just, you know, what we're doing here, our consciousness, our mind, impermanence, the way that we seek to happiness and get what we want, and I don't know, it's all interesting and relevant. So, and he's just like, but Alan Watts in particular is just such a colorful speaker, and like I feel like even if you are not interested in that stuff at all and don't know what he's saying, he's still just fun to listen to, you know. He's a natural storyteller, and like, and then I think on this album I was a little bit more deliberate in choosing talks of his, and that he was speaking specifically about stuff that the album was about, you know. So the idea that contemplating death isn't necessarily this big, scary, overwhelming thing, but it is real, and that having the idea that, you know, we're going to die and it could be at any moment can be liberating, and can be like, you know, it can help, for me anyway, it's kind of helped me be able to just enjoy the present moment, because oftentimes I find myself not even being present with what I'm doing. I'm like, you know, riding my bike, and instead of enjoying that and the feel of the wind, I'm like stressing out thinking about the next thing I have to do, or the thing that happened with someone that, you know, a couple days ago. And so like, but then sometimes I'll remember, like, I'm going to be dead, and this is like the good stuff. This is what I'm going to wish that I'd like been around for, you know, it's like just riding my bike through the street, or hanging out with a friend, or whatever it is.
Right.
You know? So anyway, I could go on about that forever, so I'll just stop now. I
mean, I guess it's kind of remarkable because from what I got so far, like most of the album was, you know, a lot of help from friends, and I believe the majority of the songs were most of the sounding you did in your own room.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's remarkable. So I guess, was creating the album a good time in a sense, or?
Yeah, no, I love recording. I always write and record at the same time, so it's my favorite thing to do is just like hide out in my room alone and just like mess with stuff until I find something I like. But it is really fun too, and satisfying to see it kind of come to an end and like be a finished thing, because on my own, I don't know, I would almost never finish a song. It would always be like, you know, still a work in progress or something. So feels good to like have it out and kind of done working on it right now. So
yeah. The album cover, who did that and who created it?
Kevin Sohale is a friend of ours. He's done the artwork for both of our albums and the EP Jupiter. And he's just like, when I first moved back to Portland from New York a while ago, I would see posters for shows around town, and his posters were always the posters like, those are awesome, those are the only good posters I ever see in town. And it was like, I knew it was the same artist, and then it turned out we had mutual friends, so I contacted him and just asked him if he wanted to do our artwork, and we've been working with him, probably work with him forever, you know. I'm working with him ever since. I love his stuff. So.
Oh yeah, big fan of the poster. Just, I mean, even more the album, but it just like as appreciation for coming on the show. Even though we get the albums here, what I do is I'll buy a CD or a vinyl. In this case, I bought both from you guys, and
cool.
And then it took me to the website, and I seen the shirts and the stickers, and I was like, okay, well, when I get the cash, I'll definitely pick up the poster and stuff like that. And But other than that, I mean, here's your upcoming tour schedule. You're going to Mexico City June 3rd. You're going to Pullman, Washington, June 20th. You're going to Canada in Calgary for the Sled Island Festival from the 22nd to 24th. And then it looks like you're going to be taking a little break, and then you're going to be in San Fran from the 12th to the 14th of August for the Outside Lands Festival. So you guys are going to be pretty busy this summer.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll be medium busy. I mean, I'm hoping to be able to be working on the album, the next album, between all of those dates. You know, I'm going to try to, it is, we will be kind of busy, but it'll be fun. Those are all really exciting shows, you know.
Yeah,
Canada, Outside Lands, and Mexico City. It's crazy.
Was this your first time, like, touring out of the States?
No, there's Sean and Ryan and I, when it was just the three of us, went to Japan for one show. There was like some weird Portland, Tokyo kind of connection thing going on with like these, I don't know, they wanted to like promote Portland to Tokyo and vice versa. And so there's like some airline is doing it. Anyway, we got to go over there. It was kind of weird, but it was also just really cool. We just played one show in this little club, but we had, you know, like 3 days to hang out in Tokyo. So it's really amazing. But we've been to Canada a few times. We went to Canada on this tour too. And we actually went to Europe once, but it was kind of messed up. Sorry, I can't say it, but kind of messed up just because that's the time when we were changing our name, and there's like these big labels courting us, and so it was like kind of just a bull BS trip. I don't know.
I got you. It
was still fun. Amsterdam was awesome. Paris was awesome, and yeah, we're planning on going back to Europe this fall.
Okay. And speaking of which, when it came to the month of April, you guys were the top most played on WCUR radio station, beating out the Ravenettes, the Sounds, the Paints of Being a Pure Heart, and Brim. So I just thought I'd let you know that. Yeah, it was a lot of people and a lot of DJs. Some of the questions they inputted, they wanted to know about you guys. So thanks again. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you guys are really busy, and I'll definitely put this up on Facebook and then plug out. You got your MySpace, Facebook, and Twitter account, everything out there on my page. Thank you so much. And once again, this was Josh from Starfucker.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, man. See you, bud.
Good support. See ya.